Molly, the warning is this. This is bear country, and bears are extremely active right now as they get ready to hibernate. Some of this may really all be linked to what's been happening in the mountains this summer. A lot of smoke up there, maybe forcing the bears down to the valley, but they're down here looking for the rivers, looking for fish, looking for human food, all of it a huge magnet. Fish and Wildlife describing what happened to this woman as terrifying. The commander told me they are so thankful she's okay, and they tell me that is why they had to take out the bear. They really were worried somebody else might get hurt. Now, this is new video into our newsroom. I want to show this to you. It was captured by a neighbor. Her name is Michelle Golder, who just happened to be out walking Saturday morning when she heard the commotion, saw the mama bear and her cubs about halfway up an 80-foot conifer. Take a look here. She arrived as Fish and Wildlife with the help of bear tracking dogs were on scene. The dogs led officers to this location. It's right near Waterfront Park in downtown Leavenworth. There are homes dotted all along the Wenatchee River. They euthanized the bear and rescued the cubs. Fish and Wildlife really underscoring that the woman attacked did nothing wrong. She let out her dog. She was attacked from behind Saturday morning. That has got people's attention, something Michelle Golder is really feeling.
I mean, this really could happen to any of us, and I think everybody needs to be prepared. I was shocked. I mean, I know it can happen. It's just, I wish the city or somebody could take different measures.
A brand new report shows the toll the pandemic took on education across the country. Results from the National Assessment of Educational Progress, known as the nation's report card, show a drop in reading and math scores for 4th and 8th graders. In our state, 4th grade math scores fell 5 points between 2019 and this year. It was a 10-point drop for 8th graders. Reading scores dipped 3 points for 4th graders and 4 points for 8th graders. Those scores echoed the national trend. Today, U.S. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said the report is a wake-up call to boost efforts to improve education, and that includes better pay for teachers.
Let's start honoring the profession, making sure we're paying our professionals a competitive salary, and we're not going to deal with shortages.
More than 50 states and jurisdictions took part in the testing. Math scores showed the biggest drop since the assessment first started in 1990. In fact, not a single state or even major school district showed an improvement in math.
Students need more than just great teachers to learn. They also need something that a lot of us might not think about. Quality air to breathe. There is a disparity, and it's the focus of our Crisis in the Classroom report tonight. KOMO's Denise Whitaker went to White Center to show us why air quality makes such a difference.
Here's the thing, this is not a new problem, so why haven't we solved it yet? When I started looking into air quality in schools, I found research that dates back more than a dozen years. It showed students breathing dangerous air at school does have effect on their ability to learn.
Students' test scores actually are coming out lower.
More recent research at the University of Washington, completed in 2021, found air pollution particles from road and aircraft traffic half of what it was outside, inside the classroom. But installing HEPA filters significantly reduced that number down to 1/10 of outside unfiltered air.
The research I've read is that it actually does affect cognitive ability and learning.
Eric Turnberg's been teaching science for 10 years at Evergreen High School in White Center. When they returned to class after remote learning for COVID, he built this Corsi Rosenthal box to filter the air in his classroom. It's 4 air filters taped together with a box fan on top, drawing air in through those filters.
This particular design, you change filters out every 6 months.
But with all of the wildfire smoke in the air, Mr. Turnberg decided yesterday to change those filters after just 3 months. Take a look at how dirty they were compared to the new ones.
They're disgusting. They get disgusting looking.
Those are particles that kids would otherwise be breathing in classrooms with old, outdated ventilation systems.
I've seen patterns of my peers and me, of us just being unmotivated and just feeling under the weather out of nowhere.
And it's not just wildfire smoke that can stifle learning.
Between the air quality and the heat, it's really difficult to learn.
Auburn was one of the districts where the temperature was 90 degrees in a classroom.
These older schools do not have air conditioning to cool down classrooms. There's some money available right now to help schools update their HVAC systems, but there are also several local districts asking voters to approve new measures to help them get that work done. In White Center, Denise Whitaker, KOMO News.
Yeah, so this winter, COVID won't be the only big concern. This year, respiratory illnesses are on the rise, and signs are pointing to a potentially tough flu season.
I have had my flu shot this year and my COVID booster. I got them the same day. Oops.
After developing pneumonia a few years back, Mary Sandberg doesn't want to take her chances.
I figure having a flu shot can prevent that.
Boosted and vaccinated against flu, she thinks some people might focus on COVID and forget about the other viruses they could catch.
I'm hoping that they don't get unconcerned about the flu, about pneumonia, about things that happen anyway.
And Dr. Russell Vinnick, Chief Medical Operations Officer at University of Utah Health, says COVID isn't the only virus Utah is seeing as we start to head into the winter months.
We're certainly seeing a lot of infections or respiratory infections.
Vinnick says COVID has seen a little bit of an uptick in the last few weeks, and he expects that to increase as we head into the colder months and as new variants spread in Utah. They've seen more serious strains of things like rhinovirus, and they're already seeing about 12 cases of flu a week. So why are we seeing more respiratory illness?
We haven't had a lot of respiratory illnesses for 2.5 years now. People have maintained physical distance, people have worn masks, and that just keeps you from getting ill. And by not getting ill, you don't develop antibodies.
So when is the best time to get a flu vaccine?
Do not wait any longer for influenza. We see flu is kind of knocking on our back door. It'll be here in a matter of weeks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Preston Phillips from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.